Hello to all my friends out there. Hi, you guys. I hope everyone is doing okay. Uh-oh. Okay. This video is the end game of food storage is eating it for long periods of time, like emergencies or saving money. I've been stockpiling for a few years this time since the pandemic started. So, I thought when I started YouTube, I thought if I ever retired, I was going to try to tell you guys what I do. Okay, so tonight I'm going to eat a meal out of the stockpile. And it's going to be hot dogs because I bought 24 hot dogs for $3.99. It's going to be potatoes, baked beans, and sticky rice. Okay, if you get used to eating these carbs together, if something happens, it's not going to be nearly as bad as if you are on some kind of low-carb diet like I was. Still drinking the iced tea from McDonald's. The only thing I have to do is stay off the Diet Coke. I've had this habit for decades. So at one point, I think I was living in El Cajon, I went off of this habit and I was walking to Walmart and I felt like I had a slight seizure. I go, uh-oh. So what I did is I started tapering off, drinking anything I could, and it took me a few years to get to this point. And I kind of got to the point where I can stand iced tea. Not entirely. Yesterday I was so out of sorts. Everything bothered me. I hated everything I drank. I hated everything I ate. I was a wreck. Okay, so, let me show you. Okay, I have learned to eliminate aluminum foil. So I have plates and I have a universal pan somewhere, lid. So I made 3 hot dogs because this morning I thought, okay, you're out of sorts. You're really out of sorts. So I went to, yesterday I was out of sorts. I went to Jack in the Box and I bought a breakfast Jack for $3.22, and that kind of worked. So I'm going to eat 2 hot dogs and then I'll have one left over for the morning. I'll eat it instead of the breakfast Jack. Then yesterday I reported to you guys that a half a can of tuna was 20 grams of protein, the same number of grams of protein as these, this stuff's good, as these protein bars that I ate that I really hated. I go, you can never eat another one of those. I don't know what's in those things. So this is Mexican sour cream, but I also made sour cream. And you need some sour cream to make sour cream. Okay, so I roasted these in the oven together. And when I did, I used my homemade sour cream. You can use it just like butter and oil, olive oil, half and half. So, let me give you the recipe. You need some sour cream, though, to make the homemade sour cream. Okay, cook. I make it in the microwave. I'm about to cough. 4 1/4 cups milk and 1 teaspoon salt. Heat to boiling. Then add 2 tablespoons vinegar, stir it, and then heat 1 or 2 minutes stirring, and then set it aside until the milk curdles, and then strain it. At that point, you have cottage cheese. Then add 100 grams melted butter. You can use your homemade butter. 2 spoons of sour cream. You do need sour cream, but I started freezing sour cream, cream cheese, butter, homemade, and then you blend that in the blender and you have homemade sour cream. I never get this. I don't know what I'm doing here. Why it's not all getting in there. Let me give you the salmon ball recipe. You need some nuts and some fish. I usually try to eat fish once a week. I had solid albacore today, so that helped. Then I made, let's see if this is too hot. These are some tasty baked beans, so I have some left over for tomorrow. Okay, so I have potatoes. So this is like a pretty high carb meal, but you have ketchup in your baked beans, and you can have ketchup on your hot dogs. Uh-oh, I'm making a mess. This is a really great, batch of baked beans. Okay, it was 1 can of pork and beans. These used to be 50 cents a can. One of the reasons is to combat inflation. Okay, pork and beans. I had 2 pieces of bacon, and today I went to Ralph's looking for the black label bacon, but it was all sold out. 1 tablespoon maple syrup. I just used pancake syrup. 1 teaspoon mustard, and then I used like a big dollop of ketchup, and I just baked it in the oven until, you know, it was baked through. Then when I have leftovers, I just put them in the refrigerator and make them the next day. So, okay, so we have beans, we have potatoes, and this is now, I put the pan under it because it runs over, and the lid on top. So I have some rice, and I'm making some sticky rice. So the thing is, some emergency, or you know, you lose your job, something comes up, and this is a nice big meal. Your family is not going to go hungry either. Okay, so now I microwave my rice, 3 tablespoons rice, and then this is homemade coconut milk. I think I'm going to use this one. This one is supposed to be super thick. This is a kind you want to use for like on top of curry. And this one is really, really sweet, and I use sweetened coconut. I bought unsweetened to make coconut milk. Okay, 1/2 cup coconut, 1 cup hot water. So what I did is I just boiled my water in the microwave. I put the coconut in the blender and the hot water on top, and I left it there until it cooled. And then I blended it and blended it and blended it. And I thought, I think it needs another cup of hot water. So I had 2 cups in the end, and I blended that and I strained it. And when I did, I put it back in the blender. I heated it. I put it back in the blender with what I strained out, and I reblended it again, and then I strained it, and then I took this. You can see a little bit of sediment at the bottom. I took all the sediment and another about 1/2 cup of water, generous, and then I blended it, and so I got this coconut milk. But the reason I needed that is to put on my rice. And so just a little bit, and that will make your rice. This is good with fish from the mother country. Like what country? I don't know. And so this was in my trail mix, and this is some frozen mangoes. You can have fresh. I also have dry. So, you know, you have a little fruit. So you're not going to be suffering. Here we have it. And so this is cheap. So you've got your beans, your rice, and your potatoes. So you might be going, that is too much. Okay, tell me that if we get into some food shortage. Okay, we'll go into that in a minute. Okay, here is the flaxseed milk, and see how this sediment is at the bottom. This actually turned out pretty good for the first time, and I'm just drinking this little by little. And then I will use that in my bread making. So the flaxseed milk came from this flaxseed that I bought at Walmart. I don't generally eat a lot of seeds, but I have been because I'm learning to make milk. 2 tablespoons flaxseed, 1 cup hot water. Same thing, I put the 2 tablespoons of flax seeds in the blender. I blended it, you know, until it was all blended. Then I let that cool. Then I added another cup of water and I reheated it, and then I strained it, and then I added another cup of water, and I just kept blending it until I got it all blended together. So let me give you a shot. Also, I'm going to mention I'm looking for I do have some oatmeal, but that is not something you want to run out of. I'm looking for a big one. Milk, cow's milk, baked beans, potato salad, and coleslaw. And for a while now, I'm probably going to just buy it ready-made because I don't want to buy a lot of stuff. I want to eat the stuff down. Okay, the end game of food storage is eating it for long periods of time, emergencies, or saving money. Hebrews 11:7. By faith Noah, when warned about things not yet seen, in holy fear built an ark to save his family. So, Noah was warned by God, but we're warned every day on the social media. So, can bad things ever happen again? Well, we had the pandemic, food shortages. A lot of people say, well, it's not going to happen here. Climate change, fires. How about the fires in Hawaii? Earthquakes, tornadoes, floods, hurricane, and drought. Poor nutrition and poverty. Not enough food is grown. Unemployment, low wages, and housing is getting very expensive. High prices of food. Economic shocks like the 1990 depressions, the 1990 recession and the Great Depression, changes in interest rate. When the rich folks pay more, the poor folks pay more. Change in key commodities. It could be due to all kinds of things like change in interest. Like wheat, rice, potatoes, maize, and sugar cane. Fuel prices hikes, that costs us, it cost me $50 a week to drive to the gym. Just to drive to the next town. The traffic is brutal. And so supply chain disruptions, could that ever happen? Or gas shortages? Okay, so stockpiling, so you don't have to resort to stealing. Okay, an average cart of groceries is $210. But that's like if you're legitimately buying food. I sincerely doubt that these people loading their carts up and running out of the store are stealing less. They're not stealing $200. They're loading their carts up with expensive food. Okay, grid down, like banks, stores, and gas stations, power outages. Bad thing about that is no war. Okay, so now think about no bread. The Gaza, the G country, no bread, no water. Okay, there's the bananas and the oranges were getting very expensive in the R country. So now this is something I will stock up on. These are banana chips, stored bananas. I don't eat that many bananas. Sometimes I eat those on oatmeal. Toilet paper, yes. Baby formula, yeast and bran flour. They want to do away with cans, but so far so good, and meat. Okay, grow food indoors. Okay, so now there is a shoplifting trend. The stores don't want to confront the thieves a lot of times. In the one store where I was, where they were doing it, there was absolutely one clerk. What is he supposed to do? Leave the cash register? And then calling 911, by the time they get there, the thieves are gone. It's like a bank robbery. The getaway car is in the front. Okay, now what are people stealing? Okay, people are stealing ice cream. Well, it is expensive, and I think it's in New York. They are locking the ice cream. They're locking everything. Okay, a 60% increase in New York City. In the town where I live, the shoplifting was brutal, and the consumption of their goods was down, so they closed one Walmart. Okay, and then Grocery Outlet was the store they were stealing the groceries. In New York City, somebody stole $51,000 worth of luxury items. So they yelled for everyone to get down, and the shoplifters were just like walking around casually, and it reminded me of Point Break. We got 6 minutes. Okay, a rich doctor got arrested for shoplifting in Target, and she had an income of $300,000 a year. And she did seem remorseful, but she had done it before. It wasn't the first time. And so, like, I'm thinking, why would a doctor resort to this? Well, what I think it is like with these shoplifters, they've been shopping. They've been shoplifting. You don't just wake up one day and say, I'm going to steal a cart full of food. It doesn't work that way. So she got arrested. She did seem remorseful. She had been shoplifting multiple times in the last few months, and I'm thinking, what the heck was she stopped buying at Target? First of all, oh, I forgot, Target does have other things than groceries. Okay, there's a woman, I think it was in New York City, and so the wife called the police that this woman had stolen her other phone when her husband was in jail, and the woman's clothes were packed with steaks, so she was caught. Okay, now the number of package thieves are up, and these package thieves don't look scroungy like street people. They look, I can't imagine. Okay, dental fraud is up, using somebody else's name to gain. Nobody better do that to me before I get my teeth fixed. Okay, Matthew 7:21-23. Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but he who does the will of my Father who is in heaven will enter. Many will say to me on that day, Lord, Lord, did not I prophesy in your name, and in your home cast out demons, and in your name perform many miracles, then I will say to them, I declare I never knew you. Depart from me, you who practice lawlessness. So chances are some of these people are sitting next to us in church. So anyway, they're going to be sorry. Okay, now I want to talk about, I was going to make bread, but I found this 12 grain bread at Ralph's for $1.50, so I thought I'm going to buy it. I had to go to Ralph's because I ran out of, I can't believe this. I like to live on the edge. I had to go get water because I can drink tap water, but I'm afraid to give it to the birds. And then I bought 2 cans of sliced peaches because I thought they were 81 cents. And this is one of the major fruits that I generally eat. So I thought, okay, I'm going to buy it. Then yesterday I forgot to show you guys. I bought these cornbreads. Each one has 6 servings. So I bought enough for a month. Different, whatever kind I could find, as long as they were all different kinds. And so bread is one of the things you can use your nut milk in, or you can use sour cream. And then I like this Walmart milk. And so then today I bought 2 of these. These are really not hitting the spot, but I thought maybe they might contain a little less caffeine to aggravate my insomnia. I bought this rice. Look at this, 5 pounds. I was packing this around on my body, but I like it. It's short grain rice and it cooks quick in the oven. Walmart potatoes. And the other good one is the non-fat Walmart milk. 3 of these is about $2.98 or $3. So I keep them in the refrigerator after I open them. Okay, you guys. So I'm going to be cooking the stockpile down, and God bless you all. Bye.